Hello there. In this topic, we're going to see how to create analytical views. So, analytical views are cubes and they are basically an interaction between the transaction tables and, in the HANA case, the attribute views. So, we have already created our attribute views, the customer and the product, and now we are going to use these two attribute views in creating an analytical view. The analytical view also is a part of the package, so you right click on it and you say new and then analytical view. So we're going to name it Copa underscore actual because we are going to build this on the actual table, which is the CE1 table. All right, and we're going to say analytical view and then we're going to say finish. Okay, so this is the first perspective which you see. Though this is the semantics and these are the details pane and the shared pane. If you see here in the analytical view, we have three nodes. So one is the semantics, one is called the star join, and another one is called the data foundation. So in the data foundation, as we know, it takes physical tables. So let's go ahead and bring the physical table called CE1. CE1 is a part of our schema called training. So let's drill down to the tables and pick up CE1. Okay. So here you go. Here are all the columns of the CE1 table, and from this you will have to select what columns you need. So let's go ahead and do that. So we will need mandate, we will need the currency type, we will need record type, we will need period, we will need the document number, we will need the item, the date, and let's take the fiscal year and Budat. And then these two are the actual keys to make the joins. So we'll take KNDNR and AATNR. This is for the customer and this is for the product. And we can take the company code. All right, now if you come down all the way, so this is the measure section. So anything which starts with BB is a measure. So we need these measures. We need the revenue, then we need BB070, which is the sales deduction, and then we need BB290, which is the product price variance, and we need 960 other expenses. So these are all the measures which we need, and so it looks like we have all the columns which we need. Now let's go back to the star join. Now whatever you select, whatever the columns you select in the data foundation, those are the only columns which we will show up here. Okay, now let's go ahead and make the joins to the actual attribute views which we created. So you can either use the plus sign here or you can drag and drop, whichever is easier for you. I'm going to try to drag and drop it. So we have one customer and then we have product. Okay, let's double click and make this a little bit bigger. Let's arrange it in a way which we can look at it. All right, now let's go ahead and make the joins which we need to make. First, we're going to make the join to the mandate. This is the client. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we need the KU NNR to the KNDNR. So KNDNR and KU NNR are the same. And then we need the material, which is ARTNR, to the material number. Okay, now if you click on these joins, let's take the join which is already clicked. This is a referential join, and rest is all by default. You can leave it as default. It will choose the best combination. Now generally speaking, this is the left table, so this is the transaction table, and you will have multiple entries here. So the cardinality should be n and 1 here. Now you will see that when we activate it, it'll automatically pick up that combination. Okay, let's go to semantics and take a look at it. So these are all the columns which we have in the semantics. That, in other words, this is all the columns which we have in the output. So you need to give a type for these columns. For that, you have something called auto assign. This is what is the functionality. What it does is it automatically assigns the right type of for each column. So if you click on it, it's going to suggest you the column types. Now, for example, period is not a measure, so you're going to change it to attribute, and so is this particular date. And then if you come down, these are all measures, so leave it as measures. All right, let's go ahead and activate it. And this is giving us a alias. Let's take it and let's go ahead and activate. So you can't see the activation, so let's minimize it and go back to normal view. And if you see here, the activation is completed successfully. So everything is fine. And let's go and take a look at the data preview. So you click on the data preview, and here you have a data preview. Now we're going to actually use the analysis because we have some numbers. So you can throw in the value measure here, which is nothing but the revenue, and you can throw in a region, you can throw in a country, and then it'll show you the values for that country. This is just a test area. This is only for the developers to see how your model is being developed, and naturally you have to build a report for the customers. So you can take a look at the distinct values. You can take a look at the raw data, how it looks like. Also, if you come back to analysis, there are different kinds of charts which you can use. So for example, there's a pie chart, there's a heat map, there's a tree map, and there are all other kinds of charts which you can use. Again, this is only for developers to test how your data is going to look like, and eventually you will make a report for the consumers. So this is a simple analytical view without any calculated columns or filters or restricted measures. We will see those in the next topics.